Hey everybody, welcome back to Video Game. So I got a fun and exciting video for you guys today because I'm taking a look at Mario Kart Double Dash Retro Track GP, and suddenly it seems like it's absolutely just raining Mario Kart modifications. We just played and talked about Mario Kart Wii Deluxe X on the channel, and now Dolphin emulation also has Triforce for Mario Kart GP and GP2 on the arcade exclusive side of things. But the GameCube definitely has to have a little fun here outside of the Triforce variant, so RT GP is bringing the heat with a ton of new custom tracks that are modeled after retro tracks inside the Double Dash engine. And considering Double Dash is one of my favorite Mario Kart games of all time, I am stoked, even if I completely screw up the boost start here because I always forget the timing is different than basically any other Mario Kart game. But honestly, stuff like this is absolutely amazing because dedicated fans and teams like Portable Productions here basically go in and decide that they can make basically a brand new Double Dash game utilizing a ton of different courses that were never actually in Double Dash in the first place. And they gave themselves a very big challenge here because it's not just new courses, it's new courses in the Double Dash engine that are supposed to harken back to some of the best courses from the Super Nintendo and N64 era and even beyond that. And that really is honestly very impressive stuff. Like Mario Raceway here, rebuilt within Double Dash, absolutely looks and feels like both an N64 game as well as a GameCube at the same time. It's almost like they duct taped two 64s together, called it the Ultra 128, and released it to the public in like 1999 or 2000. And that really is not an easy thing to do, trying to recreate the art style of a previous console within a new engine and making it look both new and impressive while also retro at the same time. That is a very hard art brief to hit, and I will say here the developers and artists have absolutely nailed it from start to finish. And that really is a fun thing, because honestly making new tracks in Mario Kart Double Dash, not the hardest thing in the world, but making good courses that absolutely one-to-one nail the feel, vibe, and overall graphical aesthetic of their source material off GameCube, that is really where the difficulty lies. And if you love that retro Mario Kart aesthetic, you're absolutely going to love RTGP. It's one of those things, it absolutely hits every single note when it comes to being a fun Mario Kart game. And because it is able to run on something like a real GameCube as well as a Wii or Dolphin emulation, you're going to have multiplayer support in all of these courses. And honestly, this is the type of thing you just pop it on a CRT or even an LCD, get a 4-player game going, and you have absolute chaos in all the best ways possible in one of the best Mario Kart engines around. And honestly, it's a little bit disappointing to me that Nintendo has never revisited the Double Dash mechanics where you have two independent racers you can swap between. It was a breath of fresh air considering Mario Kart 64 was so fun but so played to death by the time this game came out, and it's something that I'd even love to see in Mario Kart World. Give us some DLC tracks so you can actually just kind of play around with the Double Dash gameplay style. I think that would be a ton of fun. Sure, Nintendo's gotten close to it, but nothing as far as the Double Dash kind of game methodology goes. But again, this thing is absolutely just straight up magic feeling. It really does feel like something Nintendo would have released back in the day. Imagine if the GameCube actually had the ability to purchase DLC online and install it into some very small hard drive for back in the day and then load it up into the game. This is the type of thing you would expect Nintendo to produce because they could just basically go back to those old tracks and remake them. Because that's basically half of what a Mario Kart game is these days. Nintendo just reimagining some of those classic courses in a new and modern way. But something like RTGP here reimagines those retro courses in a more retro way, but also in a modern way back on GameCube. And it's one of those things, you want more Mario Kart in your life, because as much fun as Mario Kart World was, my wife and I played it to death. We played it to death with friends, and now you're kind of waiting for Nintendo to maybe release more content for it so it can feel fresh and you want to jump back in. Because even though Mario Kart is an incredible franchise with almost infinite replayability, even it can get boring when you don't get some new tracks in there. And the best part about RTGP, it isn't just new tracks, it isn't just that retro aesthetic, it's also going to bring different musical tracks in from other Mario Kart games to kind of even give it a retro oral vibe as well, which is definitely my very cheap segue into the first of two soundtrack samples. Go ahead and listen to the music for 45 seconds, but come back, I got more courses to show you and more hype for RTGP. But enjoy because the music is a straight 10 out of 10.
Wahoo! I'm the winner! Oh yeah, who's number one now? Luigi.
I mean, it's super cute, super fun, super entertaining music, but moving on, you'll see here we get into way more of a flat environment, kind of emulating something like the Super Nintendo Mode 7 or even the Game Boy Advance versions of Mario Kart. And that is where I think something like RTGP really does excel. Sure, the full 3D courses are a ton of fun, and sure, I shouldn't have driven right off the road there, but otherwise, seeing this basic pseudo Mode 7 but in full 3D, with these 3D beanstalks all around the course, that is just absolutely a vibe, from the colorways to the models to the flat roadway and even the pixelation in the skybox. Because a lot of times if you look at the retro levels, you're going to see that not everything is a smooth texture. They have used pixelated textures where they are intelligently warranted. Like the road here, you can make out pixels, but it absolutely has that throwback vibe. And that is something I maybe talk about quote-unquote too much in videos, the vibe, but it's something that really is important to me. The overall graphical aesthetic, the colorways, and the feeling that a game gives you, it needs to be correct if it's going to drive home the point it's trying to make. Now, RTGP is trying to be a retro throwback version of Mario Kart in the GameCube Double Dash engine, and you have to have the appropriate art style for that, and it absolutely is just hitting for me. Leave me a comment down below and you tell me how you feel about it. And the reality is, fans keep the Mario Kart franchise alive because Nintendo goes incredible distances between one release to the other, riding the same Mario Kart version. I mean, we basically played Mario Kart 8 for like 7 or 8 years, it feels like, until we actually had a new game. So something like this, in the meantime, absolutely just keeps the Mario Kart dream alive with a ton of new courses that are going to be so much fun to play. And we have Mario Kart amped up on the N64 side of things. We have Wii Deluxe X as far as Mario Kart Wii is concerned, and now RTGP on the GameCube side. Just absolutely, we are drowning in new tracks. If you combine them all together, you're getting close to almost 1,000 tracks that never existed in something like an actual Mario Kart game, even if some of them are remakes, and that is just absolutely insane. If you played one new Mario Kart course per day that Nintendo didn't make, it would probably take you almost 3 years to actually go through all the content that at least I am even knowledgeable about existing. I'm sure there's probably another 500,000 courses out there I've never seen before. But something like RTGP, absolutely in my opinion, is a must play if you're a fan of Mario Kart. Load this thing up at your next game night, give your friends some GameCube controllers, and tell them you're going to play a Mario Kart that never existed, they never knew about, and they're going to have a metric crap ton of fun. Because that really is the thing about RTGP. It hits every bit as good as the original Double Dash formula, and the best part is all the Double Dash courses are in this game as well. If you want to absolutely rip it up in Baby Park, you can do that, because when you're on the course selection screen, if you press up or down, you're going to go through category 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1 being the base game, 2, 3, and 4 being variants on older courses. And that, again, is just so much content. You could just basically play this for 8 hours in a game night with friends, and probably only see half of what the game actually has to offer. But let's go to the second soundtrack sample, because a lot of the fun throwback music really ties in the overall aesthetic. But come back, I'll show you one more course and talk about why this might be one of the best Double Dash hacks ever made. I mean, hearing the N64 instrumentation in the GameCube audio hardware has both a familiar and completely foreign vibe at the same time, and that really is why RTGP works so well. It feels like something you played, but also at the same time, you're discovering brand new things you've never seen before, the same way as if you actually opened up a brand new Mario Kart game that you've never played and sat down and experienced it for the first time. Because even though something like Mario Kart World 100% was a fun time, nothing is as much fun as discovering the courses for the first actual playthrough, figuring out different shortcuts, and just experiencing what that actual game world has to offer. And since Nintendo doesn't seem to be giving us any Mario Kart World anytime soon, something like RTGP is here to fill the void. And like I said, it'll work on real GameCube hardware, which means it'll work on Wii, so long as you have those systems modded, and of course, like I'm playing here today, on Dolphin emulation. But it's been a big month for Mario Kart. Hope you guys enjoyed. The patch for the actual game is down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.